Hi everyone, and welcome to our second edition of Parking Talks. This week we will be talking about the topic Smart City. We were lucky enough to get insight from several experts and we'll be splitting this topic into two parts. So in part one today we will have Thomas from Cleverciti and Nikki from ParKam. Let's start with you, Nikki. Tell us about Smart City and how you think it's going to evolve.
One of the biggest questions is what is Smart City? We've been showing at the Smart City conference for many years now in Barcelona, and we see many different definitions of Smart City. But I think the one thing that defines everyone and everyone agree on is that the Smart City solutions have to be IoT-based and have to be easy to integrate to each other. Cities don't want to have many dashboards. They want to have all the data in one place. So that brings us to ParKam solution that is IoT based. And
if I may quickly interrupt for our viewers, could you briefly explain what IoT is?
Yeah, of course. Yes. So IoT is Internet of Things, and basically it means that the city gets access to data from many different devices and gather all the data in one dashboard. And that gives them a better tool to understand what is really happening in the city in real time and being able to improve on that.
So it's all about data-driven decision making. Thomas, would you like to expand on this thought?
Sure, very happy to do that. In a lot of cities, you have an indication of available spaces in the garages, in the indoor. Quite a few cities have parking guidance systems. But what happens, nevertheless, is that people are trying with an old medieval system called luck to find parking spaces in the on-street environment before they make then finally the decision to go into a garage. Maybe they cruise for half an hour and then they give up. And there is a lack of data in the on-street environment. And as long as there's this lack of data, people will still cruise around. So this can only be solved by having both data sets. You need to have the indoor garage data and you need to have the outdoor garage data. Because if you know that in the on-street environment, nothing is available where you want to go, well, you will make a smart decision. You will go right away into a garage.
And Nikki, what do you think are important aspects for building smart cities?
Yes. So first of all, I think the aim of the new smart parking solution is to reduce congestion. We know that today every major city, and there are so many researchers around this area, are suffering from the same situation where people are on the look for parking and creating traffic. And this is also very bad for the pollution. So I think the new solution have to be able to guide the driver all the way to the available bay. And they have to be accurate because the end user is so frustrated as it is. They don't want solutions that might be right. They want ones that are based on real time and real data. So that's what we are aiming for. Our solution is creating a new layer of mapping, and we show the availability to the end user and navigate him all the way to the available base. For the city, of course, and that's the real tool. Without real-time data, they cannot plan for the future. We meet with so many clients that come and they have assumption about what's happening in their city. And once they install the system and they get the real-time availability and they know what's happening really in the base, then they can start planning properly the future of the parking. So I think we need to move forward and to start understanding that planning have to be based on real data. So it's no longer good enough to make assumption and then go and do large investments and design things without real data. So, yeah. And another really good, not good, but necessary tool for the city is to be able to control what's happening in the city center. So because in a camera, you're overlooking an area, you're not just looking the base, you're not just monitoring the base, we overlook the area. We can alert on what we call severe parking violations. So many times we have issues with people who do double parking, stop in a bus stop, no stop zone. All these areas we cover and we alert in real time and help the city manage what's happening in the city. So I think what is important is how we can actually utilize tools that not giving the city just one dimension of solution, but different ones. So shifting into camera-based solutions, for example, you have multiple streamings in a camera, and you can use the same camera as a tool for parking, but you can use the same camera for CCTV solution, for waste management, traffic management. There are so many different solutions today that are image processing based, and they're all coming from the same camera. So one tool gives you variety of solutions, not just one data.
Thanks, Nikki. Thomas, what do you think is important for the cities themselves?
Of course, for the cities, it's essential to reduce emission, to reduce the traffic that's needlessly cruising around. We're still all saying in the industry about 30% of the traffic is only looking for a parking space in the on-street environment. So that's important to reduce that. But also the local business is profiting from this, because instead of spending 10 or 30 minutes in the car looking for space, well, you have your time to go shopping. And another effect is that so people are less frustrated because, you know, they know exactly where to go, they know where to get a space, and they can start their shopping trip. But on the other hand, because we're also measuring the length of stay with our on-street system, it helps the local business to have more turnover in their parking spaces. I mean, obviously for the local business, it's important. For the local shops, it's important to have a lot of turnover. So ideally, people stay for 2 hours, they go shopping. So you don't want the people staying for 8 hours. They should rather go to indoor parking garages when they are working all day. So it helps the local business just as it helps the safety and reducing emissions.
Thomas, we know you have many projects going on. How has the uptake been for smart city solutions?
Yeah, we have 51 installations in 18 countries, so we're very happy about that. And the first city in Germany that actually adopted this seamless data system is a city near Frankfurt in Bad Hersfeld, where you have a very smart mayor who said it's absolutely vital that he displays the data of the available surface parking lots and on-street parking lots in the center of his city, and at the same time, all the data from the garages. So we have our system in the city in the on-street environment, and we're displaying both data sets on large LED panels when you enter into the cities. So you see right away, well, there's nothing available in the market square where there's a big parking area with 300 spaces. So what do? Well, I go right away into the nearest garage and I don't lose any more time. So smart parking is about having the complete data set. You can't just be smart on 50% because otherwise you can't be intelligent if you're lacking half the data.
Nikki, you have also had many projects going on. Could you tell us more?
Yes, so you're right. There is a lot happening in ParKam, and I think the project we're most proud of is a project that we're doing with Curtin University in WA. It's actually the biggest project in the world of bay finding from camera technology. We're talking on over 6,000 bays in 29 car parks, and they're going to be over 30,000 students and staff that are going to navigate between the car parks, and we're going to navigate them all the way to the available bay. So ParKam navigation system actually navigates turn by turn inside the car park, not just to the car park. So that's the biggest project that we're working on now. Other than that, we have some exciting projects in Europe, the city of Eindhoven. This is a great example how we actually connect to the city platform, IoT platform. So, very exciting. Also coming the Mall of Netherlands, where we focusing on the end user experience and how we can reduce frustration and help the mall get the shoppers quicker into the shop.
Thomas, given the experience you have now, where is your focus going to be?
Well, on the one hand, we realized that it's very, very important to communicate the data locally. So, when we started, it was all about apps, and the experience is now that people don't sort of jump from app to app. So the local guidance is key to, displaying and visualizing this valuable data. So we are distributing our Circ 360, which is a new omnidirectional sign, which can be mounted on existing infrastructure, mainly on lampposts, where also our sensors are. And we can then therefore guide people in a very fine-grained way to the parking spaces. So not just the big LED sign at the entrance of the city or at points or crossings where they have to make a decision, but much more fine-grained in the individual streets. And so our effort is really to have a complete system to guide people in a smart way and to display the data wherever they have to make decisions.
Really interesting talking to you both. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to get involved in Parking Talks, or do you have any topics you would like covered? Well, contact us at editor@parking-net.com to send us your ideas.